Charlie Munger says, invert, always invert. If you want to know how to be successful, first figure out how to be miserable and then avoid it. Jim Rohn taught us that we must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Most professionals wake up and ask, how can I do more today? More emails, more meetings, more tasks, more noise. But the sovereign professional asks a different question. What can I stop doing to prevent failure? Because here's the truth most people won't tell you. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Today, we're going to invert your calendar. We're not looking for more tasks. We're looking for the leaks in your boat, because a small leak will sink a great ship. Let me paint you a picture. You wake up at 6 a.m. Check your phone. 37 unread emails. You shower, you dress, you caffeinate. By 9 a.m., you're in back-to-back meetings. By noon, you're exhausted, but you haven't done any real work. By 6 p.m., you're playing catch-up on tasks you should have finished by lunch. By 10 p.m., you collapse into bed thinking, where did the day go? This is the trap. You're trading time for the appearance of productivity, but appearances don't compound. Charlie Munger was famous for saying, show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. So ask yourself, what are you being incentivized to do? Your boss wants you in meetings, so you go. Your phone wants your attention, so you give it. Your calendar wants to be filled, so you fill it. But no one is incentivizing you to think. No one is paying you to sit quietly and ask, is this even worth doing? That's the first leak. Jim Rohn said, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Most people are rowing harder, but they never check if they're rowing in the right direction. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run what I call the inversion audit. It has 3 steps. Step 1, track everything you do for 1 week, not in vague blocks, in honest, brutal detail. Meeting from 9 to 10, what was discussed? Email for 30 minutes, what was the outcome? Social media for an hour? Be honest about it. Warren Buffett says, you can't manage what you don't measure, so measure it. Step 2, for every single item, ask this question. If I stopped doing this, would anything bad happen? Not. Would I feel guilty? Not. Would people be disappointed? But would something tangible break? If you stopped going to that recurring meeting, would the project fail? Probably not. If you stopped checking email before 10 a.m., would clients revolt? Probably not. If you stopped saying yes to every request, would your career collapse? Probably not. Munger called this subtracting stupidity. It's easier to avoid stupidity than to seek brilliance. Step 3, take the time you just freed up and guard it like a dragon guards gold. This is your margin, your thinking time, your strategy time, your time to ask, what actually matters? Buffett and Munger spend 80% of their day reading and thinking, not because they're lazy, because leverage comes from clarity, not activity. Jim Rohn said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. You don't get better by doing more. You get better by doing less, but doing it better. Let me give you 3 practical inversions you can implement today. These aren't hacks. They're disciplines. Number 1, the morning fortress. Most people start their day in reactive mode, phone, email, Slack. Someone else's agenda, invert it. Your first 2 hours are yours. No phone, no email, no meetings. Just this question. What is the one thing that, if completed today, would make everything else easier? Do that first. Number 2, the meeting massacre. Here's a rule. Every meeting must justify its existence. If it can be an email, make it an email. If it can be a memo, make it a memo. If it can be a 5-minute phone call, don't schedule 30 minutes. And if you're not essential to the outcome, decline. People respect boundaries. They don't respect doormats. Number 3, the energy audit. Most people manage their time, but time is infinite if you have energy. So ask yourself, what drains me? Toxic coworker? Minimize contact? Pointless commute? Negotiate remote days? Soul-crushing task? Delegate or automate? Protect your energy like Buffett protects capital, because you can't compound if you're running on fumes. So let me leave you with this. Time is the only asset you can't get back. Munger and Buffett didn't become who they are by doing more. They became who they are by avoiding stupidity. Jim Rohn didn't teach you to grind harder. He taught you to design better. So audit your time this week. Find the leaks, plug them, and notice what happens when you stop rowing harder and start rowing smarter. If this way of thinking resonates, if you're interested in building a personal life system that compounds instead of exhausts, then stay close. Each week, we'll break down strategic frameworks, mental models, and timeless principles to help you think clearer, work with leverage, and design a life that actually works. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Until then, protect your time, guard your attention, and subtract what doesn't matter. See you next week.